Welcome back to Inside the Business Mind. Being a part of elevator pitches over the years, some of them were at Troy University in Columbus, CSU, Columbus State facilities in those areas. What I have seen and heard were terrible. That's why many didn't receive any funds from an investor. I talked to several investors, and this is what they told me. When you get a meeting with an investor, you must do your homework before you even sit down with one, because there are several types of investors that are out there, and we'll talk about each one of them. First, let's just start with family and friends. First, it should be your first option. They are investing in your business. They want to know how they can help you. They may give you money to help you get started, but not interested in investing into your business. I suggest you create a signed document, making sure that they understand exactly what they're getting into, what the money is for, and how you're going to pay it back. So you need to outline how you are figuring out the payment plan, whether it's monthly, weekly, yearly. You got to figure that out, and they got to agree to that kind of setup. Begin by determining the amount of money that you're going to need and what industry they are funding startups, such as IT, the food industry, construction industry, and others. For each investor that you do a search on, will list not only the industry that they fund, but also how much they invest. Let's talk about the first investor, which is called an angel investor. They may be an individual, which are the ones I've talked to. Many of them want to see startups get off the ground. These investors want to get in the early stages, but they usually invest between $10,000 to $500,000. The next type of an investor is venture capital. They will have high expectations, meaning that you got to be on your P's and Q's, and they give you a high investment check. Usually it's around 500K to 10 million. Third type of investor is the private equity. The only difference between a private equity and an angel investor is a bigger paycheck, between 500,000 to 25 million or more. And the last one is going through public traded stock. We're not going to discuss this, but you will need an attorney to give you the details. Let me mention this about angel investors. When starting out, you got to first consider angel investors, and here's why. They may be individuals that have money and want to invest in something. They may invest in startups with a future that will become a large business. So they want to get into it so that it can be very profitable. They range from 50,000 to 500,000. The important thing to remember about an angel investor is you are creating and building a business relationship, because that's going to be very important for the success of you getting the funds. They have to feel comfortable with you. And if they don't, then you're going to be out of luck. They're not going to invest because you're asking for money. So there's other reasons why they invest in companies and individuals. When asking for money, it's important to be very concise and clear. There are 10 things you need to do to prepare your pitch. Number one, make your introduction. For example, you would say, my name is Mike Turner, and I'm asking for $10,000. Number two, you got to state your problem. Your problem is going to be whatever it is that you're trying to encourage them to invest in, whether it's a innovative product, maybe some services that you find that will help, and the need for that product is because your product or idea is not out there. Number three, what is the solution? Why does your product solve problems. What kind of problems do they solve? So you got to state what the solution is. Number 4, your marketing opportunity. How are you going to market your idea or product? Why is it important to reach the numbers of people you feel you're going to reach? So marketing opportunity is number 4. Number 5, what is your business model? State, obviously, what type of structure you have. How is this going to be a legitimate business? So you got to state what your business model is. Number 6, traction. How are you going to expand your business? How are you going to increase sales? What method are you going to use to expand? Number 7, financial projections. How are you going to raise money? How are you going to sustain your business and grow your business? So they're probably going to need to know how long it's going to take for you to be profitable. Number 8, of course, how much money you're asking for. That should be your statement up front. The first thing you would tell and ask them for. How much are you asking? And number 9, what is your ROI, return on investment? If they give you money, how are you going to pay it back? Weekly, monthly, yearly? They're going to know why and how you're going to do that. And number 10, the close. How are you going to close the conversation? Because once you complete and say what you have to say, then hopefully they'll be asking you questions. So you need to be prepared for questions. And you need to study up as to what kind of questions they would probably ask you and how you're going to respond to that. And you got to make sure you respond concisely and professionally, because that's going to be a key to whether or not it shows how you are on top of your business, how you know your numbers, how you're going to operate your business, and why they should be comfortable giving you money. If you're looking for a professional script that you can use by just filling in the blanks, it will be more concise, answer some of those 10 questions we just mentioned. Send us your email and we'll send you the free copy. Now, we said in the beginning about friends and family. So let's start off with the family here. Now, remember, they are the first ones to approach. You may be more comfortable when it's family. It could be easier to approach because, again, they're family. But remember, all parties involved, whether it's a venture capitalist or an angel investor, each pitch is different. If you don't know the difference, you'll not be successful. And any of these investors, including family or friends, angel investor, venture capitalist, they have to feel comfortable with you. You have to build that business plan relationship. They're giving you money and they want to know that their money's in good hands. So know your numbers. Be clear, concise about what you're asking for. If you are in need of an effective business plan, which will include those 10 steps we talked about, just send us your email and your name and we'll send it to you free of charge. In my business, we teach individuals face to face, Zoom, or FaceTime on how to pitch to these individuals, bankers, investors, or whoever. You can go to our website at www.pitchitrightnow.com and make your appointment, and we'll teach you how to have an effective pitch. We'll discuss each pitch separately. And as we observe your pitch, your presentation is also important. And we'll observe and comment on your videos, your speech, your physical presence in terms of your attire. All that plays an important part when you're talking to an investor. We do this live so we can observe you and give you some pointers and tips to make it more professional and the success that you can give by the information that we teach you. So stay tuned, where we talk with a banker and other business people to hear where we go into the business mind.